the 5th. We are live at the New York Stock Market morning session. Glad you could join us. Hope everybody's doing well. All right, I'm going to start off with a quick look at the calendar. And for those on YouTube who are watching us, please note that this is all for educational purposes only. We do not recommend anyone take our trades. If you like what you're seeing, do give us a like and subscribe to our channel. We would appreciate that. So we do have red news at 10 a.m. this morning.
Yes,
red news
that's
at
right.
10 a.m. this morning.
Right.
ISM services PMI.
Yes,
red news
that's right.
interesting. Okay. So we have to be careful about that just in case. Don't know if it's going to have any effect, but we'll find out. All right, a quick look at the US dollar versus the euro. And US dollar is on top. I'm on the hourly time frame, and the US dollar is in a downward mode. The euro is in an upward mode. So we have a weak US dollar in comparison to the euro US dollar. So a little bit of weakness in the US dollar. So a little bit of weakness in the US dollar usually implies that we get a little bit of strength in the indices. However, that's not always the case. So, and right now we are on the 15-minute on the NAS, and we are sort of sideways here to down. We've got a 1, 2, 3 top here, and we have dropped down. And it looks like likely scenarios that we're going to be heading to take out these lows. I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to go back up to the daily time. See my orange line here that I have is the high I'm looking for price to be coming down. And so far it's coming down, although we do have a long way to go down. You can see I have it marked from the daily time frame that we should be coming back down. But again, if it is going to be coming back down, which I really hope I'm wrong still, that it's going to come back down. But if it's going to be coming back down, it's going to take a while to do that. In any case, the low here is from the 21st of April. So it took about 15 days for us to get to this high. So how long would it take to get back down there? At least 15 days. Maybe less, maybe more. So if I'm correct and it does come down, that's not so great, but the charts are looking a bit lean here right now to the downside after this big run to the upside. So we could see something play out like this. Down, down, down. Something like that is possible. All right, 1 hour time frame. We're coming down. Again, I hope I'm wrong and this does not do what I see likely, but we shall see. So we're in a downward mode, looking to come down, take out the current lows and subsequent lows here possible as well. This low here as well. So I'm going to mark these off. Okay, I've got a gap here. I'm inside that gap. This is an hourly gap that I'm in. $30-minute. We've got about 10 minutes before the market opens. George, maybe you could please watch out for anyone who's trying to get on. I've called everyone, but not everybody has responded. So I asked them to leave a message in the chat if they're having problems getting on. I'll give Martin another call. And Timothy's watching on YouTube. That's great. All right. Okay, I think maybe Martin has joined us now. You still there, George?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, just didn't know if I lost you or not. All right. So it's going to be probably a very quiet morning until 10 o'clock news.
Yeah, it seems to be very quiet this morning. That's for sure.
You're going to drop back to the 15-minute time frame. So again, it looks like we're going to open to go down and take out these lows down here. That's possible. Now, of course, if we're going to go down to take out these lows, it is possible. We do have equal highs up here. We could go up one more time to take out these highs first. So that's a possibility as well. And then we come down. So they've swept here. So there's no one left here. These guys are gone. So there's liquidity sitting here and liquidity sitting here. And it's very choppy area. So it's a little difficult here. Let's see what we've got on the 5-minute. Oh, I am on the 5-minute. Okay, so yeah, it looks like they might want to push up there first. Let me go to the 1-minute and look at this. Okay, so they have quite a ways to go to get back up to the highs. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility or not.
Yeah, it seems as though on the 5 minutes we're going slightly higher, but I don't really see that it's going to be that monumental.
Well, there's our structure. So they have taken everybody out. So we've got a 1-2 here, another 1-2 forming. So it doesn't look likely that they're going to come back up to take out these highs. It's more a fall setting up at this point. So I'll be more inclined to be selling this to have gap right here. We're inside that gap. We have gaps up here. We have inverted gap here. And we have another gap right here. So there are a number of gaps. This one's already been mitigated. The current one that I've just marked. So this could be it. We could be coming back down. Could take everybody out. But there still is a possibility that they might spike it up. So we do have a 1, 2, 3 here. So it is possible for them to go up a little higher. They could take this high out. And if they take this high out, then the possibility for them to take this high out is likely. But right now, everything's pointing to a down move. Very interesting. Let's see how S&P looks. S&P is very much in a downward mode. We've got another 5 minutes to go, so it's a. Let me see how Bitcoin looks. I'm not going to make any trades right now at this point, but let's see how Bitcoin looks. I'm going to go from the daily standpoint, walk down the daily. We're also in a move down on the daily for Bitcoin. We've reached very close to, I thought we would, perhaps on Friday, we might have challenged 100,000, but we didn't quite make it. Now we've pulled back. So do we make another run for 100,000 again this week? That's a total possibility. And, but right now we're weak, so we could be going down a little lower first. It's our daily gap. 4 hour. Looking to come down, take out these equal lows here on the Bitcoin. That looks like the plan. So it looks like everything is pointing to a move down at the beginning here. It's the 4 hour. I do have a 4 hour gap here as well. Hourly touched into it and coming pushing back to the downside. 30-minute. We have a 1, 2, 3 top here. We're dropping, so it looks like we're heading down to take out the lows. Gaps in here on the 30-minute. We go to the 15. Gaps all over the place on the 15. 1, 2, 3 top. We're heading down to take out the lows. So I was playing Bitcoin last night, and I saw this 1, 2, 3 bottom, and thought that we would come up here, get a pullback, and continue up one more time. But you can see we haven't done that. I'm a little surprised that we didn't do that, but we didn't. So they chop it all up in here as a fourth wave, but they don't give us a fifth wave. You see that? We get this beautiful 1, 2, 3 bottom. And so I had traded up to this area and moved my stop up, and they took me out. So I went to sleep, and surprised to see us coming back down rather than going up first. So there's a lot of weakness at this point to the downside. On 5 minutes, that's what we look like. When you can see on with Bitcoin, we have a beautiful 1, 2, 3 top, and we're heading to the downside to take out these lows at this point. All right, I got another minute and a bit before the market opens. I'm going to go back to the 15 on Bitcoin. I'm going to mark off any gaps that are. So this is the last gap that we came through on the 15. On the 5, held pretty well. Now we're looking to fall. So see how it looks on the 1 minute. So a little bit of a retrace back up, and that would be a sell opportunity on Bitcoin. See how NAS is done. Okay, NAS did spike up a little bit, so that was one of the possibilities that because we had this move, we could do that, but they did come back and take out the lows first. Interesting. So that's quite a push back to the upside. Do they go and take out the highs? That's also a possibility, right? It looked like maybe they were going to go straight down first, but they fake everybody out and go back up. That's one of the reasons.
We have a bell.
We've started now, and that's one of the reasons I didn't want to jump in right away, because this was a possibility. You didn't know exactly if they're going to be messing around first. So they're going up. It looks like it's possibly take out the high. So that's a likely scenario if they want to come down, that they would do that first. And will they take this high? That seems possible as well. Yes, they did. Okay. So now I would be certainly looking for a turnaround move back to the downside.
Yeah, that's a good possibility.
There's
We
a
might
gap
get
here.
a couple more candles yet on the 5-minute chart.
See how it looks on the 1 minute now. All right, so they've swept everybody out. So there's no one else left up here. There's a gap above. It's possible they can push up into the gap, but since they've swept everyone, that might be it, and we could be ready for a downward move. So this is our 6:30 candle, blue. So do we take out the high or do we take out the low? And we take out the low. All right. And they're taking out all the lows now. So this is quite the, yeah, that's usually the ploy. If they're going to be coming down, they will take out the highs first. Now they'll start to take out the guys down below that they left. So a pullback and a continuation back down is a likely scenario. But it's very difficult to play at this point because there's no formation here that gives us a cushy entry. What Bitcoin did. Bitcoin went straight down. So Bitcoin didn't even give us that pullback, a deeper pullback. It would have been nice if they got a deeper pullback here. That would have been a nice entry. They just went straight. So that was the unexpected move, but I thought we'd get a deeper pullback first, but a nice move on Bitcoin. So I was just watching NASDAQ only, so I missed that opportunity. Okay, so I'm going to get my other chart going here on the other screen. A tempting sell on the NAS here. S&P also quite volatile. Going to take that high again or not?
I'm still waiting on the NAS for the sell, but
Yeah,
I can
this is a
see
bit of
why
it's a tough one here.
Yeah.
Looks like they want to take the high out again.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yep,
concerned about.
Yeah, they have taken that high. So there's
Yeah,
a gap
yeah.
up there, so they might be touching that gap first. Now Bitcoin's getting a nice retrace. Now that was a retrace I was looking for here to drop, and instead they've dropped it once, and then now they give you the retrace. So we're still coming down because we have a 1-2 here. So we're still looking to go down. NASDAQ heading up for that gap. So once they took this low here, that was it. That was a sweep, and that the movement should take us back up. Would they take the highs again? Yes, and that's that was the possibility that they would do that. Now we've touched into the gap, into the midpoint of the gap. So we could be done now to the upside. So if I go back up to the 5-minute, what it looks like. So there is the big sweep of everyone, and we come back up into the gap. So we could be now done to move to the upside. We could start coming back down.
See, we've been going up a lot further on the NAS, which is what I was wondering if that was going to happen, but
I made a quick play on Bitcoin here and grabbing some nice profits here, so I'm going to take some off. That was Bitcoin. Quick grab there on some profits, so I'm going to put a stop in. Not too far away. I wouldn't expect them to come back up again to take the high, but anything's possible here with these guys. See if we can continue going back down here on Bitcoin. Let's see, NAS is still the gap is still holding, but somewhat tepid though. Here, there's another gap right above it. We're touching into as well. So interesting that Bitcoin, I was looking for them. Let me go back to the 1-minute time frame. I was looking for them to, at first, to pull back here into the gap, but instead they went straight down. Now they pulled all the way back into the gap. So they gave me an opportunity to get in and took advantage of that for a quick profit there. And now looking for them to continue going back down, take out the lows. Let's see if that plays out. NASDAQ is starting to come back. Bitcoin's really dropping here now. Where are they going? So there's a equal low down here. So I could just put a take profit down, just down below here. See if I can go get 4,000 out of it. Go to the 15. Yeah, that's a reasonable take profit. We can go even lower, of course, but grab the low hanging fruit at this point. And there I go. So that was a quick, beautiful profit there on Bitcoin. And they're more than likely heading for these lows, for this low here. But this is the daily low. It's possible, but they're not going to go straight down. It's possible that they'll bounce again before they go they continue down. So nothing wrong with taking a little profit at that point. If we can get another bounce back up, and we could get back in. Otherwise, they can go straight, of course. But likelihood once they break a low, we get a break of structure, we would get a retrace again, and another possibility for an entry to continue back down. Sometimes they don't stop; they just go straight. But we do have a nice 1, 2, 3. We would expect a little bit of a retrace here again. We'll see if we do get it. Okay, so let's go back to the NAS.
It looks like I've missed a down move on NASDAQ.
Oh my, yes. Yeah, so that's a nice fractal entry at that point.
Yeah,
right
it's a nice fractal entry, and it's almost looking like it's doing an algo thing, but it's kind of early for that.
So on the seconds chart, this is this fractal here is a beautiful 1, 2, 3.
Oh
top.
yeah, absolutely. I just missed it.
So if
no
I'll show everyone
that.
on the, if I go to the 10 seconds chart on NAS, that's what that looks like right there. So this fractal entry, which is a high, lower high, 2 lower highs entry right there.
It was a perfect
1, 2,
entry,
3.
even on the tick chart too.
This is a great entry.
But I missed it, so.
Yeah, I missed it as well because I was playing Bitcoin. So
yeah.
But that's the kind of entry that you love to see. That's a really, really beautiful entry on a fractal. So a swing high or a swing low with 3 candles, lower highs beside a high. Once price breaks the middle candle close, it's an entry to the downside. So that's a beautiful move. Now they've swept everybody out. So they've taken everybody out up above first, and now they come down because that's the direction they wanted to go, was to come down and take everybody out. So now they're coming down to take everybody out down below. So we could, because they've swept everybody now here, we could get a retrace again, another opportunity to get in, perhaps to continue going back down. So things are moving quite fast here. So you have to be quite nimble. So Bitcoin went down much lower than I would have expected at that point. Sometimes they don't go that low, maybe here and they go back up. But in this case, they did drop through quite a bit. But now we're getting our retrace. So opportunity, like I say, 50% of this move, retrace back into that area. There's a gap. There are 2 gaps here. So I'd prefer the second gap because that's more in above 50% of that move. So let's mark out 50%. We'll see what I mean here. So 50% takes.
I'm not quite sure about this.
50% is here. So anything above that.
This is too much of a retrace going on. I don't know what's on
the NAS.
mind.
Oh, that's a great retrace. That's what we want, right? So let's see if we can catch something.
The big question is it trying to pull something on us?
It might be. It's possible they want to go but take out this high again, but I don't think so. It's possible, but let's see S&P. S&P is very much not so strong as the NAS. You can see the difference. NAS is further up, so we're getting let's see if we can get a fractal here, and that would present an entry back down. And we're still 15 minutes before the news, so still can play a little bit before that time. Where's our first 9:30 is here. We had our first gap right here after 9:30. So I'm going to mark that gap. Okay. They're trying to get up there, eh? very volatile, so you have to be careful.
Yeah, volatility is enormous at this point.
Bitcoin is Bitcoin's
on
making
my
a nice push.
calculations, the volatility is about 45 handles.
Let's see how Tesla did here. Tesla is just, they opened down and have just gone straight down. So a little tough to play Tesla as well at this point.
Ooh.
Bitcoin's coming back in a nice bounce back above 50%. So that's what I would have looked for to get in again if I wanted to get in. And NASDAQ. So we're looking for a turnaround back to the downside. S&P is already turning to the downside. So you can see S&P is much weaker than the NAS at this point.
Okay. Well,
Very, very tough here because we do have a fractal now, but it's not a very
we
nice
possibly
looking.
have a fractal, but with this volatility, can't be sure.
Even Bitcoin's tough right now too because they're very volatile at this point. So I like the setup, but looking for a fractal here. So another push back up, give us a nice fractal and a continuation to the downside here for Bitcoin. But they might not do that. They might just continue straight down because it's quite weak. I'll keep my eye on
Looks like
both.
they're going to cause a new fractal now on NAS. Yep, we just got a new high, not a new high, but a new fractal possibly forming.
This was a new high up for me right there, this high. So they took out these guys over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I missed the entry for Bitcoin, looking for them to come back up a little bit on the fractal. They did not. So you see how this fractal, it's a fractal, but it's way down here when we open. So could enter there. However, now your risk becomes very large. So not liking that for a fractal. Whereas up here, the fractal is not that as dramatic. Your risk is much lower. So this is you could still enter, but your risk becomes higher. So still expecting them to go down and take out the lows and continue down, but yeah.
I don't like the way they're playing around here.
It looks like they want to go take out the high, George. Oh,
Yep,
they
they
did.
just took out the high.
Interesting. That's quite an interesting move. Okay, so they came down, swept these guys out, left so they left these guys alone for now. There's only this liquidity here, and now they've gone back up and taken out the high. So interesting. Yeah, quite volatile. Maybe this is all because of the news coming up, then there's just not any surety as to direction as yet. But still expecting them to come down and take out the lows.
I forgot all about the news. That's true.
Can't forget about the news.
What was the news? PMI?
PMI, yes.
Oh boy.
So they've come up into the highest
back for
gap.
that news.
See this is a quick sweep here. We could get another fractal here now, but again, this could be a prohibitive entry because of the risk factor. So we'll see. We've got another 10 minutes before the news. I don't think I wanted to delete that gap. No, I want to keep that gap. This is my opening gap. Okay, so we're getting up quite the drop now. And again, another fractal. However,
we have a
little
fractal
prohibitive
at this point, yeah.
risk-wise. So
And
could play
let's
it.
see if
But
it gives me my first lot.
we're getting
It's still playing with us.
yeah, I don't want to give them back my profits that I've made on Bitcoin. So I'm waiting for the kind of like the perfect setup here, but it's very, very fast.
Okay,
So,
almost a little bit more. Ah, come on. 25 cents, you couldn't give it to me? What is it trying to do?
got 9 minutes before the news.
Okay,
so now it
gave
becomes
me
a little
my
tougher.
25 cents now.
A little tougher to play now because we're coming into that news time area. So you have to be a little bit more careful.
Let's see if it can give me something else.
I look for a retrace of this move now. Got double gap. Here was our retrace. That might have been it. But again, I'm not liking the entry at this point because my
I'm
stop is going to be prohibitive again. So
I'm thinking I'm going to try to get my second lot and get the heck out. Wait for after the news. I don't like the way this thing is going.
Bitcoin did it quite nicely. We got the retrace back up above 50%, but the entry very prohibitive. Again,
I got my second lot off because I just don't like the way it's playing around. It could go
very
more,
volatile.
could go less.
That was Tesla. Tesla is slowly making its way down, very slow, methodical move here on Tesla. So you can see what Tesla, what we were expecting from last week, that we could get this move back down. So we had our 1, 2 here, 3, 4, expecting them to go up and take out this high. They did. And now they've come back and taken out the low. So this move down, we could see a bounce back up and then a continuation to the downside to take out these lows. So that's a likely scenario for Tesla. So we'll see how that plays out. We're still in quite the chop here on Tesla. Very choppy area. So now that they've swept everybody out, did they take these guys? They did not. Interesting. So they didn't take out, or did they? Let's see. 294.78. They did not take out this high. Interesting. So we're looking for them to come down and take out these lows. They might, and they might not take this low. That's possible. It's possible they might take it, and it's also possible they might not take it. So I would kind of expect them to, though. take this low, and then we get that bounce back again. But in the interim, we can do, do this, something like that. So it's a bit tricky on that one. All right, we've got 5 minutes before the news. So you see how volatile this is. It's very difficult to play. And if you jumped in on a fractal here, you see they would have taken you out, or very close to taking you out in this area. So it's very tough playing, and they know it. You can't hide your stops anywhere except for above these highs. So they know that, and they'll go up and take these highs out. And
well, we're coming up to news time in 4 minutes yet, so
Bitcoin,
they could make a new high or not.
You know how far Bitcoin was from the low. So Bitcoin still hasn't reached that low yet. And are they going to take that low? Seems like a likely target, this low, but maybe not. Maybe they won't take it. The equal lows here. So the likelihood is that we would come down and take those equal lows.
Right now, it's wanting to move a lot higher on NAS.
And Bitcoin. So they've moved back up quite a bit here on Bitcoin. And we're just 3 minutes away from news time. Interesting.
I'm glad I got out
NAS
of
is
my
going back up to take out the highs. Wow, interesting. Interesting turn here.
Yeah.
Surprised. Surprising.
5 minutes is still in an up mode at this point.
Okay, so they're playing around.
10 minutes says that it looks like we have a possible move to the upside, which could mean that we're missing a 5-minute algo up move.
Well, this close to news, this could all just be a nice little fake out.
Depends upon what the news comes out at, but it's looking like they're looking for a positive news at this point. Which is, of course, a huge guess on my part.
Interesting. So this guy would be in play here. Really don't see them taking that high, but you never know.
Be careful. I think that high is fair game at this point. And I think we're going to get some positive news for the index.
It looks like a fake out to me, George.
Pardon?
Looks like a fake out to me.
Uh-huh.
I agree. That's might use a ploy here to fake everybody to go long, and then they're going to drop it.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
It's a possibility.
I mean, the basic trend, well, it's been down on the.
Look at the volatility on the S&P. I mean, this is your typical fourth wave chop. So if it's a fourth wave and we've come from up, down, right? We've come from the upside, coming down, and we're chopping.
Okay.
Then the likelihood is that
we're less than a minute from the news at this point.
We're going to fall. But yeah, it's a good ploy. Anyways, we got about 10 seconds before news hits here. So again, I didn't want to give up any of my profits that I just made, so I'm kind of watching. All right, here we go.
Pending.
Let's see if it does have any effect. And they pop up first. They take this high out. Okay. Do they continue going up, or do they come screaming back down now?
51, they're going up. Good for manufacturing, so good for this. They should be good for the dollar also.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, George, what was that?
Pardon?
What did you say?
Lennox, I didn't understand.
He was wanting
Oh,
to
the
know.
news is positive for both the dollar and the indices, Peter.
Interesting. So yeah, big pop on the dollar, and the dollar was in a downward mode, and now we get a nice pop on the dollar. We get a nice pop on the NAS,
Yeah,
as well. A nice pop on even though S&P very choppy, so it's not coming back down to give us
no, we're
our
not coming down at this point.
our
And
fifth wave. Interesting. So
it's-
we get a clean fourth wave chop, but no drop through. So that's very interesting to see that. So
it's to me, it's looking like we're in a 3 or 5 minute algo.
Bitcoin's done the same thing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sweep, another sweep. And so I'd be looking for a pullback here on Bitcoin to continue going back up now, rather than coming to take this low. So quite interesting turn of events here. And that's all good. But the NAS and S&P, so what's interesting here is that NASDAQ gave us the fourth wave chop, but then they did come down and take out the low before they made this move back up, whereas the S&P did not do the same thing. You see how we got divergence here. So there was divergence, which was the catalyst for us moving back to the upside. So we're not getting a fifth wave drop on S&P like we did on the NAS. So the NAS did break this low right there. So if I go back to the NAS, you see we did break that low, and that gave us our fifth leg, which is what we would expect. So it's interesting how they manipulated. So this was the bottom after sweeping that low on the NAS. This was a 1, 2, 3, double 1, 2, 3 bottom. We get to move out. So I wasn't expecting that because I saw the S&P and I thought, wow, it looks so choppy. We still got a drop, but it's not. It's a nice fake. They wouldn't take that low out. Very good. They're very good. So the NAS was already telling us, yes, no, yes, we did break that low. We're good to go back up. We're good to go back up. So this is all buys in here. Very interesting. Could still make profits coming down, yes, but primarily it's a move to the upside. They're very sneaky, and they got away with it.
My 30-minute is turning to the positive side at this point. Yeah, I'm into a positive mode at this time. We've broken back to around London Open high. We've exceeded that. So the question is if it can continue up at this point and turn this whole game to the upside.
So on the NAS, right now we have a clean 1, 2, 3 bottom here. We'll do that again. And then this move up, getting a pullback.
Well, now we're getting some pullback.
So
though,
opportunity for a buy to continue going up at this point.
I'm not sure what's going on at this point.
This would be a buy opportunity because we're just getting a pullback from this 1, 2, 3 bottom here. So it would be a buy opportunity to continue up and take out the high again.
And that would be a wave 5 at this point. Of course, wave 3 is not, I'd expect a longer wave 3 for this move, but.
Well, this is our lowest low here. So we had a 1, 2, 3 bottom at that point. And then again, another 1, 2, 3, because this can't be 3 at this point. So this is a likely 3 up here. So there's our 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we get to pull back into 4. So we could gyrate a little bit here before we continue up, but I would be looking for an entry here to go back up at this point. So do we get an opportunity to get in? See how S&P looks. S&P is the same. Got a fractal here now. You could come back and touch this gap here first. They might take this low out at this point. Come back down into this gap. That would be a nice opportunity for an entry there. Let's see if they do that. And they are. So there we go. So that is a buy on the NAS. I'm going to take it. I'll take a stab at that buy there. So if I'm wrong, I'm going to get taken out down below. Not going to give them not going to put my stop too far away.
Oh, come on. You're not going to give it to me for 25 cents?
We'll get a nice push up, so I'll take a quick profit off on that. And move my stop up. And not too tight, just in case they decide to come back down. But looking pretty good here that we could continue. Bitcoin is similar, but a little harder to get an entry at this point because our stop is prohibitive again here. We could put our stop here, but they could come back down and take you out. You put your stop under here, but they could come down and take you out. So it's a little tougher on Bitcoin at this point compared to the NAS. And we haven't retraced 50% on Bitcoin. So from this high to this low, we'd like to see them come down below 50%. So they could take this low here first, and then we get that move back up. So it's a bit touchy here on Bitcoin to enter. And of course, they don't have to come down below 50%. They can take off from here as well. So let's see how NAS is doing. NAS is doing a nice, so I'd like to see them come back up, take out the high. So where are they going? That's a low-hanging fruit there. And then continuation all the way up to the highs. Low-hanging fruit to the high here is not unreasonable. So I'll do that.
Go play with us again.
I don't really have any place to bring my stop into positive here, so it's a bit touchy. I'd like to move my stop into positive, but we don't have any clean place to put it. So yeah, they can come all the way down and take you out. This might be it. This might be it here. We could continue bouncing now to the upside. So I could move my stop to that low there and put it into positive. That way I don't lose a dime on this trade. So there's Bitcoin. We did take that low. Could we come a little lower into 50%, below 50% here? Is that it?
Come on, another hit. Oh, you bummer. Likes to stop within 25 cents of where I'm at.
Too much precision there, George.
Yeah.
So as 1, 2, 3 traders, what we're looking for is a 1, 2, 3. This is a 1, 2, 3 here. It's a 1, 2, 3 because we have a low, a high, and a low. And they don't have to be swing points, but swing points are nice.
Come on,
and
you could do it.
That's our 1, 2, 3. And we have a retrace from points 2 to point 3, point 2 to point 3 of around 50%. So in the 50% area, that's where we're looking for our entry.
We grabbed that one.
So that's the ideal setup, 1, 2, 3 here to go.
And I'm gonna pull this guy down.
I also enter on fractals, which is 3 candle low, higher low, higher low. In this case, I entered right away as we got into this level here. And the reason I did that at that point was because on the second chart, it gave me a fractal. So a fractal is also a 1, 2, 3. So there's this was like a perfect 1, 2, 3 bottom at this point here, because we did get, oh, it looks like they want to take me out. So that's why I was saying there's no safe here for your stop, because it's a bit tight. This was a sweep at this point. And then we get the move up. They sweep again the high. They drop back in. So this is a beautiful opportunity for an entry at that point to catch that move. So I'm coming in on a retrace to continue going back up. And it's tough. They're playing around in here now. So I could get stopped out. Tesla making a move. Tesla's still having problems, eh? See how Bitcoin's doing. So Bitcoin did come below 50%. So now Bitcoin's presenting a nice opportunity for a buy to continue up. So you're right in the sweet spot area for an entry now on Bitcoin. And I survived this retrace here on NAS. It's very tight. They can take me out easily now. But I'd like to see them continue up.
Now.
But they've swept these guys out. So they should be okay now for us to continue going up. They shouldn't have to come back again to take this low. they're hanging around, so maybe they are going to
They're
come back.
hanging around too long at this point.
If they don't leave right away, then yeah, you're in trouble. Maybe this is it this time. We're going to go.
Come on, take me. Okay. They're hanging around too long. I didn't feel like waiting around, but would have gotten a little bit more, but this is fine. Still moving in the positive direction.
Just taking their time getting out of there.
Yeah, I took mine off. I added only 31, but 31 is better than nothing.
I think we need to get over this high here. You feel a little comfortable with this move.
It's really putzing around here too long. I'm not quite sure what it wants to do. It's still in a positive mode, but for some reason it's doing too much hesitation on the NAS.
S&P looks quite positive, so we should go. Here we go. Oh, now we've broken that high. I could bring my stop up a little bit more.
Now it's going to go.
But again, I don't want to bring it up too tight. I do have a gap there, so I could bring my stop up into this area here. So I've got a little bit of a gap there, so that should hold us up. Also took advantage of the entry on Bitcoin because Bitcoin's in that nice sweet spot area. So I took advantage of that and jumped in to go higher here. So we'll see if we can continue pushing up on Bitcoin. So I should be able to put my target a lot higher than where I have it because I've got quite a nice 1, 2, 3 bottom. So where would I put my target? Maybe to these highs up here is reasonable. And the reason why is because I have a 1, 2, 3 bottom at this point, and this 1, 2, 3 bottom says I should go a lot higher up than just these highs. Bitcoin's giving me nice profits as well at this point, so I could take something off. Do that.
I just figured out I was working on a 5-minute chart rather than a 1-minute chart. Shows you what kind of volatility we're in.
Oh, Martin is with us.
What is
Yeah,
he
just
trying
found
to-
my microphone button.
Oh, there he is. Hello,
Yeah,
Mark.
yeah, I was talking into a closed microphone the whole time.
Oh,
Doesn't work that way.
you wanted to listen to yourself.
Well, I got bored after all.
Good evening, Martin.
Hi.
There's my Bitcoin. Oh, did have a gap. I have a gap there.
Oh, this is quite some move now, Lennox.
Yeah.
I think I made a good move of getting out when I did. I didn't get maximum, but I'm positive.
Yeah, this another opportunity for an entry to go along here. Continue going up, taking up the highs.
It's at that questionable area. It looks like that could be exactly what's going on, but it's playing games. Like we'll try both sides of the coin, see whether heads or tails is going to win.
Wow, they stopped me out. So I moved my stop up.
Yeah,
I thought I had it at a reasonable spot where they wouldn't get me, but they did come down and
well,
take
you
me
got
out.
some pips out of it, though.
Oh, I
right?
got some nice profits. And
Yeah,
they did the same
right.
thing with Bitcoin. They came back to take out this low, which I can see that's what they were going to do because I have a 1-2 here, so they do that. They're going to drop it down, take out the low. So very sneaky there on their part. So quick entry, get some nice profits. I put my stop in tight so that I wouldn't. Well, I did actually have a loss, but it's not a huge loss. So yeah, you've got to. Let me just take. So these are my trades. So I have finally had a loss, unfortunately. Broke my my streak I had going here. I had a nice streak going. So, but they did take me up for a 345 loss, which is
Oh, I
very.
thought you had moved your stop up on the NAS.
I did. This was on Bitcoin.
Oh.
And yeah, I moved my stop up on Bitcoin, but I didn't put it into positive, which I should have. So I got a loss, and I hate losing, but it's not a big loss, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, but I was having quite a nice streak here. I went quite a run without losing, and there was my other loss here, and then after that, I had another small loss here. So this is all from yesterday trading, and I didn't have any losses for quite a while till there. So I had a streak of I think about almost 35 trades or so, and only about 3 losses.
Wow, 35 trades.
Nice.
And this is in here,
I'd
and
be ready for supper if that was the case.
so it's all doable, but it's definitely not easy, of course, right? We know that, but
Yeah.
so they've come back into the lower gap here on Bitcoin. So another opportunity. So I just realized that, wow, okay, they did this, so they could come back down if they take this. They could come back and take this guy because that gives us our structure, as you can see clearly. So now another opportunity to buy Bitcoin to go back up and continue pushing back up like that. So unless, of course, they're having an eye on these lows, which I don't think they should be taken out again because we've already swept that low down here. So we should be pushing back to the upside. So it's a nice fractal happening right now. So tempting buy opportunity here on Bitcoin. And I'm going to buy this again here on Bitcoin. That's my fractal. And keep my stop. My stop will be just below the low or below this low here. So my risk is a bit high at this point, below that low. So below the low here is a little bit more reasonable. And that's, yeah, that would be it right there. So that's where I put my stop. I'm going to put my stop in, and then we'll see if we can get a nice push up. See how NAS is doing here. S&P is a little stronger right now than the NAS is.
Yeah,
How's Tesla doing?
we're
Tesla's
doing some
still,
consolidating right now.
Tesla's still dogging it, eh? Oh. No strength in Tesla whatsoever. Bitcoin playing games a little bit here and doesn't want to leave. We're getting a little bit of a pullback. Let's see it continue up here. So NASDAQ, they're coming back down to take these guys out. So
Yeah,
okay, nice 1-2, another nice 1-2. And they break the high, and then they come back, and they're taking everybody out. So we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, sweep. It might come back into this gap, and I would expect a continuation.
so far it seems to me that the overall direction that they are headed for is up, but they're right now trying to come back a little bit, consolidate and grab onto some more before they take off again, as I read it.
Yeah, they're having a struggle getting out of here, eh? These guys were swept. S&P.
Well, they had a nice up move. So, it's time to recharge a bit.
Take a look at it from the higher time frame again. So the overall here is that we've come down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this was a sweep, and now we're pushing back up. So this is just essentially a retrace of this move. So where's 50%?
Yeah.
There's 50% retrace of this move here. We came very close to it right there. So yeah, we could see one more push up into this area. And there is a gap here. We could push up into that area. And that might be it. And that might be, it's struggling right now, eh? So if they do push up, it would be a struggle to get up there, and then we could see a continuation back to the downside. So that would give us a nice 1, 2, 3 at that point to come down. So this might be the ploy that they're slowly trying to grind up there, but it's a struggle to get there.
Yeah, but that's a big one, though. But it's
Do have some
definitely
gaps here.
possible.
There's above 50% here. There's another gap here.
The interesting thing is that they really have not dropped volatility much at this point.
It's a bit of a struggle. Yeah, I'm not liking it anymore. It's just a bit messy.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
I
a
think
bit messy.
I think we're going to get a bit of a retrace at this point. And 50% retrace wouldn't be out of the question.
I'm getting the same messiness on Bitcoin. There's a struggle trying to get out. So I might exit stage left here once I get back into positive on Bitcoin. I'm not liking the movement there. Over here, we've touched back into this gap after sweeping everybody out now. So this could be a buy opportunity on NAS at this point. But then we could sweep this low as well first, too. So it might come down one more time. Or this gap will hold us up. Swept out the lows.
That's getting close to the 50% mark, isn't it?
50% of
The recent swing up.
Oh, yeah, we're well below that, yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening with me on Bitcoin. They've gone back down to take out the low one more time. So that's why they were struggling to get out. It looked like we were ready to go, but they have dropped me down.
I don't think NAS is going to take out the low, but
Well, that would kind of mess up our structure a bit if they did
yeah,
that.
that would
So,
definitely
yeah, they
mess
could do
it
it
up.
though. They could do it, but
But this is a pretty good
pretty choppy here now.
drop, yeah. We're darn close to the open of the day, but we're not at the lowest point of the
So what are
session.
they doing? What are they doing here? They've come back quite a ways. Let's see how S&P is responding. S&P still looks like they want to go higher. NASDAQ is just dogging it a little bit here. So it's indicative of a fourth wave type affair going on here. It's very choppy. But they've really messed it up so that you can't really make sense of it. At this point, it looked like we were good to go to make a nice move back up and take out the high again, but they said, nope, we're not going to do that. So we're coming back down, take out the lows first.
Yeah,
So
I've gotten myself into trouble here.
they're gunning for this low here. Very close to taking it out. Wow. So very close there. So that could be it. You would think that they came that close, they would have taken it, but they didn't. Still a possibility they could drop it down one more time, though, to take them. But so I would wait for a 1, 2, 3 here to go. Nice fractal.
Oh, we could have a fractal forming now.
Nice fractal there.
Yeah, God darn. Okay. I got my first lot taken out.
Bitcoin's giving me nice profits, so I'm going to take the profit at this point. Bitcoin. See if we can continue going up on Bitcoin there. So that's a nice move out on a fractal. So this is the kind of play that is pretty good. Your risk is just that much. So that's a reasonable risk to catch a move. Bitcoin's doing quite nicely now for me. Yeah, so they came down. They did not take the low. Thought maybe they would. And then you would look for your turnaround move. So they turned around really quickly. And gave us a nice fractal. Nice entry right there.
I thought I was getting in early and it worked out for me this time.
So on the seconds chart, this fractal low is very quick. So you're not getting much of a, it's so quick at that point that you can't even really see, but there's a quick 1, 2, 3, and then that's it, and it's gone. So that's how fast they moved out of there.
Yeah, well, that volatility hasn't really decreased at all.
I'm getting the same move on Bitcoin. Very nice. So Tesla should be moving back up, trying to, but it's very slow and timid on Tesla this morning. So it's a nice slow drop. I think I'll take my profit off on Bitcoin because I think we can get a pullback here and I could enter again. So I'm going to take this profit off at this point. But it's just a quick in and out here. So breach of that high, breach of the low, up, retrace back in, you present another opportunity for a buy to the upside on Bitcoin. So I'm just catching the first leg move up, even though I jumped in over here at that point. When it dropped back below and swept this low, I took advantage of it by jumping in and buying more to go back up. So my structure is intact, But in this last leg, they did the same structure again to that level without going down and taking out the low. So this, once I get a fractal at this point, this is a nice entry to go back up. So we see they're not even giving me a pullback, so I didn't even have to exit. So I could have just moved my stop up into positive, but because I have gaps in here, it's possible that they can just come back into these gaps. So you don't want to move up too much with your stop because they can take you out. So it's the choices you have when you're in positive is good, you know. So do I get a pullback? Maybe now, right? Maybe that you would expect it. So looking at the retrace, this high to this low, yeah, I would like to come back into this gap, but I don't know if they're going to at this point now because we're getting little, if any, pull drawdown. So here's a little bit of a pullback. They're very close to that gap, so that might have been it, and then they could just keep going without me, and that's fine. So NAS is very nice move down to NAS. So same kind of thing. They didn't sweep this low, but they swept here. They sweep again here. So we could expect a pullback into this gap. And that will present another entry, but they don't have to do that, right? But we kind of expect that.
With this volatility, I thought I was getting in too early, but it turns out that I was just lucky to get in when I did.
Here's the pullback at this point. So again, I'd look for 50% or less pullback, or so I should say 50% or more pullback. So 50% here, we want to go more than 50% retrace. So ideally in between 50 and 72%. There are two gaps here. But will they do it or will they not do it? There's another gap here. I like marking them off just to show you, but typically when I'm playing, I don't even mark them because I can see them, so I just eye it. I can see my daily, my 4-hour candle. These I got my last 3 4-hour candles here, and the current 4-hour candle opened when we went down. We didn't take out the previous low, but we came up and took out the previous high, and now they took out the previous high. So do we continue pushing up? You know, we're getting a pullback here, but do we continue pushing up to take out the high, or what here, right? So I'm looking for them up for a little bit of a pullback here still. And then a continuation. So you can see we've just been chopping here, right? Very choppy affair. Very choppy. On the 15, again, this we could just come up, take out this high, come up into this area, maybe push up to here, and then I would be looking for them to continue back down. So not much of a pullback here, just very, very brief, 34%, something like that. And they're going. So Bitcoin, same, they're not giving me much of a pullback. Expecting a deeper retrace here, but they're not doing it. So that was an unfortunate exit on my point, on my part here, because expectation of a pullback has not occurred. The reason I'm expecting a pullback, of course, is because of our 1, 2, 3. So when we see a sweep and we see another sweep, we expect to get a retrace to give us a 1, 2, 3. This is the ideal. However, it doesn't always occur like that. So expecting a 50 to 62% retrace is the perfect 1, 2, 3. Similar to what happened here, we get this move, we get the pullback in. So this is what we were expecting, a pullback like that. Even at this point, move up, pull back, and then we go. But sometimes the pullback is just very brief and very quick, and this is one of those times. There's never any guarantee of this, but the probability is higher that we'll get this pullback. So is it too late for a pullback now? No, it's not, because even at this level, it's still making our structure, and we can still get a pullback to take out this low here and come back up. So we could still take out these lows here. We could even take out this low here, even at this level, and still get our move. So still a possibility, but it's looking, the more they go up, the leaner it looks. So they're sweeping this high. So now, again, we could expect a pullback. This is our change of character here. That's Bitcoin, NAS. NAS is trying, eh?
Yeah, it's a try, but it's struggling.
The struggle, yeah. So we did get the pullback on the NAS after sweep. After a sweep.
Well, we got a fairly good pullback on this last time, but
and now we sweep again,
we
and we're
should be
pulling back.
sweeping, but I'm not even sure it's going to take out the high of what time? Around 10 o'clock high. Right now, price is above the 10 o'clock open, or a 10 o'clock high, I should say.
Yeah, we didn't have much of an algo here at 10 o'clock. It's very choppy. So not much of an algo happening.
No, I discounted it as an algo at this point. I'm just wondering if it's going to take out the immediate high or not.
There's a slow, deliberate move for Tesla. Started off, get that pullback, and then from there on, it was just all downhill. They did come back and sweep these guys out who sold here, but they left these guys alone.
Okay,
So
well,
these guys are gone, and then down they went. Another pullback drop. So it looks like Tesla wants to continue down. Interesting. So still more down to come for Tesla.
Okay, we just turned over a new 5-minute candle. Let's see if this can push us up.
I'm gonna look at MicroStrategy for a while. Let's see what it's doing here. Very strong move off of the lows. So looking pretty good there. Let's see. Is it looking pretty good? Actually, let's see the weekly here. Yeah, it looks not too shabby. So we've got a A, B, C, D, E move, 1, 2, 3 bottom. So looking like they want to go and take out the high on MicroStrategy, which would be awesome. So NVIDIA looks good as well. We've swept the lows over here. Get a 1, 2, 3. Whoops. We do that again. Swept the lows here. Get a nice 1, 2, 3 bottom. Looking like they want to go up and take out those highs up there. Meta looks good as well. Nice 1, 2, 3 bottom. Looking like we're going to have a strong move in the short term, anyways. Back to the upside for most of these stocks. So maybe my thinking that the NAS and S&P are going to fall is totally wrong, and I'm glad if that's the case, because we have swept everybody out. So we should be looking to be going up to take out the highs again rather than coming back down. So I'd rather not see this and rather see this move up. So it's looking like that might be the case, which is great. So the stocks are saying
right now it's in the consolidation move on the NAS.
Yeah, this is great that if we can take out this high over here, then the likelihood of us
I'd like
dropping,
to take out that high, but if I can just take out the
get this move instead.
high.
This looks like a likely move to go back up and take out the highs, which would be just great for everybody. This is a worst case scenario, us dropping back down again. All right, so where are we here? So we're getting a pullback on the NAS here right now. And let's see Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's coming back down as expected. So if you see it's never too late, you can always get in. So we can sweep that high, we get a retrace back in. If we can come down, let me just make sure that I've got my 50% marked off properly now. So my 50% is much higher. So there, my 50% retrace. So if we can drop into this gap, that would present a good buy on Bitcoin again to go back to the upside.
Excuse me.
So our structure has played out nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we get a 1, 2, and we can continue out. Let's see if we can go right into that gap there. So I'm either looking for them to fall into the gap or a fractal. So which one will play out? I mean, we're looking for both of them to play out actually. So fractal here, and then an entry. Here we go. So now I'd wait for the fractal, or I could enter at this point. But you see, it's better to wait for the fractal because you never know what they're going to do. Wait for that candle to close and give you that low. So now the candle is closing. So now I wait for the fractal. So this would be prohibitive now because the fractal we need to cross. Let me make this bigger. Everybody can see what I'm doing. So here's our low. If we were to enter this on a fractal, this is our previous low. This is our current low. So we need to wait for this to break that high. So then your risk is here. So it's a bit prohibitive. It's a big risk. So you don't really, not liking that for an entry. So you have to kind of gauge whether it's worthwhile on a risk basis to take a trade like that, because your risk is going to be very high. You can try to mitigate your risk by using the wick, for instance, and going halfway, but you risk getting taken out because they're just mean. They'll take you out. They are wicked. That's why they use the wicks, eh? The wickeds. So will they take this low again? I wouldn't expect them to take this low again. So I would look for an interim fractal. So now I have a 1, 2, 3 here. So I could get a fractal here at this point, and that would, my risk would be very tiny. So that's where I'd rather jump in rather than jumping up here, the bigger risk. So this is kind of how I mash it up a little bit. So I'd wait for the next candle now to give me a fractal using this as my fractal. So the next candle that opens, which is going to be in a few seconds here. And here we go. So there's my new fractal. So if I break above the open, then that's a buy. So that's how you can play it that way. And then your risk, and you see it didn't do it. So now I have a new fractal low. So there's my new fractal low, and then another. So I have to wait again. Actually, that might be a tie there. Let's see if that's a tie. Looks like it is. 850.03, 850, no, 850.1. So this is lower. So they actually did sweep this low. So this is my new low fractal, my next high. So I have to wait for the next candle. Let's see if we get one. Get a fractal here. So now my risk is very small. So I would take that risk all day long. And there it is. There's my play to the upside. So my risk is just to the low here. Can I be wrong? Of course, right? This might not be the bottom. So I take the risk. So I don't give them much. I just give them to the low. So if I'm wrong, they're going to take me out at the low, and that's okay. It's okay to be wrong. I don't like being wrong, but it's okay to be wrong. That would be my risk on Bitcoin there to go back up.
NAS went to the new high.
Yes, they did. So they didn't pull back much here, just quick pullbacks, and that's it, and then they're gone. So looking at it again from the higher time frame, 15-minute here. So yeah, they're coming up. They're taking these guys out now. So the next stop would be this gap, and then a possibility of us going up a little higher into this gap, like I was saying. So the structure is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and now we get a 1, 2. So we could go up much higher. I mean, again, we could be looking to take out these highs up here as well, right? So if we get a continued move, we don't have to come back down at this point. We could be just going straight up too. So which one will it be? But my thought was that maybe we were going to come back down, but we do have a 1, 2, 3 here. So I'm on the 30-minute, and then we get this move. We come back in, and now they've swept everybody out. So we could get this strong move back up to take out the highs. It looks like that's and that's our structure. So it looks like that's what they're doing. So my Bitcoin didn't work on that move. So there I go. It's not going to work every time, and I get stopped out. But that's okay. It's not a huge loss. So it's all good. It's not really all good. Tell you the truth, I hate losing. So this is just hurtful that they've taken me out, but there's no guarantee when you go into a position that you're going to be right every time. So I'll still be looking for them to go back up unless they're going to take this low, which I don't think they're going to because we've already swept there. So this move we should. So you see, I was expecting a retrace, but I wasn't expecting such a deep retrace. So in and around the 50% area, and then we should go, but they've gone a lot lower, and that's blowing my expectations out. So will they take this low? It's possible, right? And if they take the low, then there's something else going on. You have to kind of reevaluate, recalculate, as they say in the car, recalculating. So I would look for a new fractal in this area because I don't think they're going to take this low to get back in again. So NAS looks quite strong now. Did come back in and touch right there, and we're going. So I would think Bitcoin should start to go back up. So there I have a fractal now on Bitcoin. So again, I could enter. One of the things that you have to be, considering when you're looking at our structure, which is, again, our structure is this. So this is what we're trying to get into in this area. There's the low. So if we breach this low, then that nullifies our structure. So when we come this close to the low, you can see how close we are. It's always a bit disconcerting because the possibility is that they can take the low out to start a new leg before they go. So you always have to be a bit careful when they go below, especially when they go below 72, 79%. You have to be a bit careful because it looks like they might take that low now. It is possible for them to go 100% and touch it and not go through, and it's still valid. But when you get into this area below 72%, you have to be very vigilant and kind of say, am I still okay going long at this point? When we start to turn in around the 50 to 62% area, this is a good thing. When you get a nice fractal in here, it's great. So you can see how I couldn't get a good fractal. Wasn't working. They went up a little bit and dropped it back. Cycled through, dropped it back. So looking like another fractal here. This could be it. This could be it. We could take off now. So I would rather wait to see if we break the high, get a retrace, give me my 1, 2, 3, and then go. NAS is not stopping now, eh? So unfortunate that I was stopped out of that my position over here. Otherwise, still be in. So we see they did take the low. So that's the thing. You just never know if they're going to take that low when they come down this close. And in this case, they're taking it out by a tick. And that might be it. So what are they doing? So you have to take a good look at your structure now and see, okay, things have changed. So what are they doing? So we need to get rid of all this stuff. There's another low here. Are we going to go down to take that low? That's possible as well. Bitcoin's doing a little different dance than the NAS is.
We're after 11 now, Lennox.
Okay, I'm after 8. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave you guys in a few minutes here because I have my grandson coming to. I have to look after him this morning.
You're
here,
going to be busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a little terrorist, so you have no idea. It's a challenge. All right, so 8:06. I'll give you another few minutes here. Now I'm gonna have to leave you guys. So not bad trading. With got a couple losses, but this one wipes out that one. So I've got good profits overall this morning. So not too shabby. I'll take that. Bitcoin looks like it wants to fall further. And so our trajectory for Bitcoin is to the downside. We're still in a downward mode, and that's what. So I thought maybe they would be bouncing from here because they wouldn't be looking to take this low again, but they're still going down. So it's a downward trajectory for Bitcoin at this point. Whereas the NAS is going the opposite way, which is quite interesting. Usually they're going the same direction. So. Hence the reason I thought NAS would turn back to the downside, but when we go to the higher time frame, we can see NAS has a potential to continue climbing to take out these highs. And the reason why, again, is because from the higher time frame, this is the hourly, we have a 1, 2, 3 here. So this is what's controlling this entire move. We get this move up, we drop back in, and now we're looking to go and take out the high. So I'd be looking to just buy, if you get a buy opportunity, to continue pushing up for the rest of the afternoon, the rest of the morning and afternoon here. So we're looking to take out these highs up here. Whereas Bitcoin is doing a complete reversal to the downside, interestingly. But we could see them turn around. Since the NAS and S&P are strong, we could see Bitcoin turning around to push back up, because if they can't take this low out, then that's what we would expect them to go back up. So now if I go higher, let's go up to the 4-hour. I want to see to the left. Oh.
This on the web as Nathan Nas returned back to the down.
Siri's talking to me here. I wasn't talking to you, Siri. Yeah, so if you can see from the higher time frame on the hourly, that 4-hour, that this is looking like a sweet 1, 2, 3 bottom that we should be able to catch a ride back up in, okay? Without them coming back down to take out this low. Although we do have equal lows, so it is still possible for them to come through. So you have to be careful, because if they take this low, then we're coming down more than likely to take the equal lows. This is where lots of liquidity is sitting here, right? So looking at the structure, I've got 1, 2, so it looks likely that we're going to take that low. I can see that from the structure. I'm going to go through. So I wouldn't be looking to buy here on Bitcoin at this point. Interesting how the whole thing changes when you go higher and look at it. On the lower time frame, it was looking like, yeah, we could get a bounce here and continue back up. Once they break this low, you have to look at it from a different vantage point, and it's telling us that we can continue down. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys, and
Well, thank you.
yes, sir, no problem whatsoever, and hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and we will.
Take care, Lennox.
Yes, you too, and we'll chat tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Have a good rest of the
fun with
day.
your grandson.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody on YouTube for watching. We appreciate that. Give us a like. Do subscribe. Thank you. Take care.